Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, they thought that they were going to have a great party with some sorority chicks, but a seance gone wrong has left the girls possessed with something that really threatens their manhood. And I mean their actual ding-dongs, man. Threatened, I tell you. Tonight's movie, Nightmare Sisters.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! The Year of Infamy! The Year of Infamy. Yes! Yes! Oh my goodness, we are getting close. I think it's episode 9? We are almost a third of the way there. But tonight, after last night's Nightmare Weekend. You know what? It's time to watch another movie that starts with Nightmare and also a straight-to-video smash hit. Well, actually, I don't know if it's smash it, but it was definitely a straight-to-video spectacular. And that is Nightmare Sisters. Ooh, maybe I gotta do this side. The safer side. Nightmare Sisters. That interesting slipcover. The original. Pretty nasty. Anyways, so Nightmare Sisters. What is it all about? Well, it is about 3 sorority girls who are, well, probably not the top list of the sorority girls. One is kind of a glasses-wearing nerdy girl who's addicted to buying knickknacks from a flea market. The other is a blonde girl who's kind of ditzy and kind of comes on a bit strong. And the other is, somewhat rotund, cooking-loving girl, and they want to have a party. Since everyone else in the sorority are out doing things for the weekend, they want to have a party. So, anyways, the blonde girl, played by the lovely Linnea Quigley, she had a date with this one guy, and she basically, took his hand and put it down her blouse, and that freaked him out, and she's like, hey, you know what? I could talk to that guy. Call him up and see if he can bring a couple of guys over so that they can have a party. Well, it just so happens that he does have 2 friends, and they're kind of frat brothers, well, pledges anyways, and they're all kind of, in their own way, not top tier date material. And of course, he's like, yeah, we can have a party, we can go. However, 3 of the sorority, 3 of the frat house guys are like, no, you guys are not allowed to go to this party. We need to keep your purity. Plus, it's a punishment because we're assholes. Anyways, whatever. They decide, well, we're going to sneak out and we're going to have party with these 3 lovely ladies. And of course, so they do show up at the party and they play Twister, and it's kind of a boring evening. But, however, the pack rat, the nerdy girl, bought a crystal ball from the flea market, and they decide to have a seance because, in horror movies, having a seance, it's always a good idea. Always a good idea, right? Yeah? No? Remember a couple of videos ago I said, don't do the conjurations, don't do it. Yeah, well, these people didn't listen anyway, so, of course, they go into the crystal ball and they summon some evil spirit that takes over the bodies of the 3 lovely ladies and transforms them into sex kitten succubi. And not only that, but also transformed their clothing into not existing, except for panties. But anyways, and so, of course, they're all just like, hey guys, let's have some sexy fun. And of course, a couple of the guys are like, oh yeah, let's go. But the leader of the pack's like, no, something's wrong here. You know, we just had this weird seance thing, and then all of a sudden they're all sexually hungry vixens. Perhaps, maybe, we should, you know, keep it in the pants until we figure out what's going on, right? Well, of course, in the meantime, those frat brothers found out that they escaped and went over to the sorority, and it's like, no way, we can't have them have fun. And of course, they're looking through the windows and they see the 3 sex kitten vixen succubi, and they're like, dude, we gotta fuck them up and fuck the girls. Fuck up the guys. Anyways, and of course, we soon find out that yes, if you do partake in the pleasures of the ladies, they chomp on something and you turn into dust. So anyways, so it's up to the 3 guys to basically escape their bondage from the frat boys and find a way to save the girls and their penises, and probably their lives too, and bring an end to this madness. And I think it involves calling a exorcist you find in the yellow pages. Anyway, so let's get to those scores, shall we? Violence and gore. I am going to give it a 1 out of 5. Wait, how can you only have a 1 out of 5 when you have penis chomping, dust turning into succubi? It's because there's not really blood in this, and you don't see anything, though it is kind of a horrific crunching noise when they think of like just crunching into like some fresh crisp celery or something. Yeah, that's the kind of sound, but really not much in the way of blood and gore. So I mean, I guess some guy does get his head ripped off in the beginning. So there's that. 1 out of 5. Shock value is also a 1 out of 5. I think there is a jump scare in there, and that's about it. And of course, the shock of the crunch noise of the depenising. Anyways, so yeah, 1 out of 5. Going on to plot. Plot is a 2 out of 5. Look, okay, the plot is really basic, and there's not much nuance, and there's not much real character growth, development, whatever. It's just it's super basic, super basic. Then we get to the exorcism and stuff like that. It's not nuanced at all, but it does the job. Though once again, would like a little bit more exploration into what's going on. But, what do you expect from these movies? I expect a lot more, I guess. And perhaps I shouldn't, but whatever. 2 out of 5. Little plot hole-ish, I guess. I don't know. A little slow at the beginning. They really need to, do something to really get the interest going at the beginning of the movie, because everything pretty much happens in the 3rd act, kind of like a Murder Weapon in a way, but just not as horribly boring as Murder Weapon in the beginning. And unfortunately, the payoffs not as nastily violent and gory as Murder Weapon. Anyway, so 2 out of 5. Acting, I am going to give it a 2 out of 5. Like, the frat boys are so ridiculously bad acting. And I mean, not the pledges. They're just ridiculously bad. Really, the bright spot is the guy who does the exorcism. He's really good. Everyone else is manageable. But yeah, I mean, not as bad as Nightmare Weekend. Definitely, I mean, shoot, if I were to just compare this straight to Nightmare Weekend, this would probably be a 4 out of 5, probably. But I'm giving it a 2 out of 5 because, those frat boys are just, they sucked. Not the main 3 pledges. I'm talking about the head frat boys. They are just horrible. Anyway, so moving on to Nudity. Nudity is once again a 5 out of 5, but unlike Deadly Embrace, because I just love referencing that one, The nude scenes are in there and they take up time, but they're actually also, not too gratuitous in comparison to how like Deadly Embrace does it to pad out the runtime, and it feels kind of out of place. This is all like actually in place, makes sense, part of the movie. It doesn't necessarily bog it down, and you're like, oh my god, why are we into this again, right? No, so it actually fits well, and there's just a lot of nice TNA. I mean, you get an interesting rock song going on in the middle of it, and plus, one thing I have to do talk about, and maybe I'll talk about this enjoyment factor, but so let's leave it there. 5 out of 5 for the nudity. Going on to enjoyment factor, I am going to give this a 3 out of 5. Yes, I wanted a lot more blood and gore in this movie, and maybe a little bit stronger plot, have something more interesting happening in the first act of the movie to kind of just get us there, because it's just a little bit long in the tooth there. However, I do have to enjoy the soundtrack. The band in this movie, sucky, 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 succubus, sucky, 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 succubus, suck you, suck me, and, it's like, sorority sister, succubus, rock and roll. Anyways, I apologize. I apologize for that poor rendition of it. But anyways, really great soundtrack. Anyways, though that "Suck on My Chimney" song did get a little grating toward the end of that. But anyways, a fun movie, just a little weak at the beginning, and I want a bit more blood and guts, but still a solid 3 out of 5 for enjoyment factor. However, when we get to the overall impression, I have to ding it for the slow progression of the plot, the boring moments, the lack of meat behind the story. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5, unfortunately, and that's going to average out to a 2.3 out of 5. Still a worthwhile endeavor, in my opinion, but compared to other movies in the genre, it just lacks the teeth, so to speak. Even though there are a lot of teeth and a lot of crunching, still, you're getting there. But once again, maybe I'm just expecting too much from micro budget straight to video horror movies. Shot in probably like a week and a half. Perhaps the bar is set too high. Anyways, still enjoyable. So there you go. There you have it. See, them before and them after, except they still have more clothing than they did in the movie on this cover. But, you can't have it be indecent, right? So anyways, so there you have it. Nightmare Sisters. Have you seen it? Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, notifications, things, all that stuff. And also, if you know Linnea Quigley, tell me what you think. Do you agree? Is she the #1 scream queen hottie out there? Or am I just wrong? Maybe I got a thing for blondes, even though I'm more of a brunette type of a guy, but, hey. Anyways, so, excuse me. Anyways, that is it for tonight's episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, and then, once again, internet, stay scary. Hopefully the battery doesn't die this time. It shouldn't. Anyways, and remember, kids, like I said before, don't do the conjuration shit. And in fact, when you're out at the flea market and you find like a crystal ball and its previous owner's dead or missing, pass. Just hard pass. let that be someone else's problem. You know, call up the Warrens. Hint, hint, the Warrens. And have them pick it up and take it. Honestly, I don't even know if anyone's still collecting things for that group, that family. But still, anyways, yeah, just pass. Pass up the creepy crystal ball that the previous owner missing or dead or even decapitated. And also, no conjurations. No conjurations. Seriously. Stay away from the seances and the stuff like that. Come on. Just, nothing ever good happens. Trust me. Trust me. And your penis will thank you because it won't be bitten off and you won't be turned to dust. Just saying. Ah!